Well, hello YouTube. It's been a while. And, there's reasons for that. Part of it's work and being busy, but last year, about July 1st, I was working on a motor out on an oil well, 100-degree heat. Had a family friend helping me out with it. And I got a phone call. And I hop up, I don't think about it. I'm just like, man, almost done with this engine. We can get it started. And run over to the truck to answer the call. And when I do, I realize how hot I am, so I grab a bottle of Gatorade and I chug it down. Problem was, it went mostly to my lungs and not into where it should, causing me a massive coughing fit. I was already overheated, didn't realize it. Talked to the guy about doing some work on something, and then ended up, the friend that was helping me ended up calling my dad because I just could not cool down, could not get my breathing under control, and something felt very, very wrong. Dad gets here along with the person that called me, because, he's on the fire department too. They get me cooled off, get me home. I rest and recover, and one of the things I noticed was I wasn't getting my energy back, I wasn't getting my strength back, and it was really, really hard to breathe. We got a fire run a week later. I went on it, and they were doing an exterior attack, and me and Shauna were on the hoses, 3-inch attack line, moving it when I lost my footing and fell because I got extreme pain in my leg. So I ended up hobbling back to the truck, and because luckily we drove POV, and the person whose house we were trying to save brought me a bag of ice for my leg, and it just wouldn't subside, and it felt like a burning, prickling sensation, kind of like, think of a sparkler, the way it shoots out. Now imagine that's like in your leg, but traveling up your leg, from about the calf muscle all the way up. Don't worry, I found out what that was. And I felt it go all the way through my backside, up my spine, kind of, and then it just stopped right about here. And my breathing got harder. So, I kept going to work, kept doing what I needed to do, but I noticed I had a hard time breathing and a hard time having energy for anything. I helped Dad on one of his wells and brought him some tools, and Dad noticed it. And he's like, you need to go see a doctor. And I go, with what money? So he tells me to go to the Sebree Clinic and he'll pay for it. So I go, she takes one listen to my lungs and says, you need to get a chest x-ray right now. So I go to Henderson, to Deaconess, get the chest x-ray. Me and Mom go have lunch while we're waiting for the results. We get the results. They call me and they're like, yeah, you need to come to the ER immediately. I go, okay, I'll be there as quick as I can. Instead of going straight there, I go back to the house, hop into Silverado, get my wife, and be like, okay, I need to go to the ER, but we need to check the wells first. So we checked the wells. I found a problem on an injection pump. I shut it down, drain it, all that fun stuff. And then go and we go to the ER, where I'm immediately admitted into ICU. They do more x-rays, more examinations. They tell me I've had massive pulmonary embolisms in both my lungs. Well, while checking out other stuff, we discover I only have about 10% of my pumping capacity of my heart. A normal heart pumps at 50 to 60% of its full capacity. I'm only running 10. And they're all shocked by this because I'm 46. And we start going into my family's medical history, and I learned that there's a whole lot that I didn't know about. So, anyway, I'm in the hospital for about a week and 3-4 days. I get released September, because I went in September 1st. Get released September 13th, 14th, somewhere in there. 12th. It was in that range. I could go on my chart and look at it, but I'm not going to do that right now. So we find out that, you know, health-wise, blood work-wise, aside from levels being skewed and off, probably from poor nutrition, and just constantly working myself to death, as Sean would tell me, that we found out I was also type 2 diabetic. So on top of that, they took me off salt for a while. Now I use salt replacements or limited salt. But the other thing that happened was they did a endoscopy. What's that called? Anyway, it's where they take the camera and they stick it in your arm and go to your heart. What they found was central chamber is pretty well dead. Damage from a heart attack that, best that I can figure out, happened back in around 2022. About this time of year, maybe it was June. And what it was, I'd got all the typical symptoms of a heart attack. And so I go to the Hill Hospital in Henderson. It was before it became Deaconess. And they let me, I go in through the ER, tell them my symptoms, take me straight back. They hook me up. They can't find anything wrong. And they said, oh, well, you just, overexerted yourself. It's heat exhaustion. Sent me home. My boss at the time paid for the visit, and he didn't really believe them, but, that's what they were saying. It was just heat exhaustion. We've come to find out, we think that's when I actually had an honest-to-God heart attack, and everybody missed it. The only thing I'd really noticed in the intervening times was a couple of stamina-related issues, but I just waved it off as me being out of shape and went on. So, when they found a blockage in the central chamber and that it wasn't functioning, they put me on some heart medications and blood thinners. Blood thinners are mostly for the clots in my lungs and to keep them from reforming in my legs. That's what that sensation was. I could feel it traveling up. Now, I was put on extreme restriction. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere by myself, do anything by myself, do anything around the house. The most I could do was be ride to the wells and watch them, look at them, and then call other people to do stuff. Steps were incredibly hard. They're still not the greatest for me, but I can go up and down them fairly decently. Just give me a minute to recover. On cranking motors, in the last month, I've got to where I can crank them again, just to have to go back and get a surgery done this upcoming Monday on the 6th. And they're going to be installing a defibrillator, because the problem with my heart is over pumping. It's pumping too fast, wearing itself out, trying to get enough oxygen and blood flow through my body. And in doing that, I've been on, like I said, heart medication, blood thinner. I've also, since the middle of September, been wearing this Zoll Life Vest. It's a portable defibrillator, and quite frankly, I am looking forward to this going away. But they're going to be installing a defibrillator in me that's also got a pacemaking function in case I slide the other direction. But after I recover from that, I should be able to resume a normal functional life. So here's what else has changed. My diet, for the most part, when I can afford it, because, well, healthy stuff is expensive. Gas is expensive. My insurance is a joke. So I end up paying for everything eventually, somehow, anyway. I have no idea how I'm going to accomplish that. Time, I guess. But I've dropped from about 260 to 270 all the way down to 200 or 190. I've gone from wearing extra large and large shirts down to medium and smalls. And probably couldn't tell by my frame that I'm wearing a small, besides the fact it's not hanging down, past my waist. Due to the fact that this life vest needs compression to keep it firmly on me. And since I've dropped so much, even though this is a small vest, I can't cinch it up anymore. So it keeps telling me, especially at night, that it doesn't have connection, and it goes off every 5 to 10 minutes. Saying, hey, check your connection, check your belt. So if I wear a compression shirt, size small, it's tight enough to keep everything in place. But, when I recover from this next surgery, I plan on making more changes and also doing stuff to possibly get my strength back. Don't know how far I can push myself at that point, but I'm going to try it. I know it's been a while, haven't heard from me, haven't seen me. And I figured I'd give a quick update as well. Yeah, I'm still working in the oil field. Go figure. About the only job that could put up with the limitations that I have. So, feel free to comment below, share your stories, like the video, whatever you want. If you're not subscribed, hey, go ahead. And with that, I'm going to call this good. I think I pretty well hit all the high notes. By dropping the weight and controlling my diet, I have gone to a normal A1C. I think they said it was 5.1, which is on the high side, but it's below the threshold or right at it. And that's dropping from a 9. So I got, that's cool. So anyway, everybody take care of yourselves. Don't be like me and be stubborn and just keep ignoring health issues. They will bite you eventually. So take care of yourself. Tell people you're close to how much you care about them. And I'll see you later.